Wednesday warm-up. Pew, 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 pew. It is currently 8:59 a.m. on a Wednesday morning here in South Africa.
9 a.m.
In Johannesburg, South Africa. It's not, there's it 9 a.m. Xavier, you must be accurate.
I said
please.
9 a.m. when it went to 9 a.m.
It was allegedly 9 a.m. Xavier.
now,
Allegedly.
come on.
Okay. But thank you so much for those who tuned in. We really appreciate your presence here on the Wednesday warm-up. The Wednesday warm-up is powered by The Inside Show. It is just a lekker place to be. You see, when you see this blue, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm willing to have a blue Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because it's the inside colors. You know what I'm saying? But thank you so much. I'm your host, Lee, and I'm joined by my trusty psychics here. Xavier was saying we basically are the Young Turks. We might as well just. So here we are. To my right, your left, weighing. He's gaining weight now. Hey, nice. It's muscle.
Because I've been running. Bro.
Yeah, see, bruh. No, but
weighing in at 50 kgs.
that's a lot compared to what I weigh.
Nah,
but
bro, I'm 55. I've been 55 since school.
wow. Now
Since
I'm also
school.
trying. I'm at least trying to get to 50 once in my life. It's difficult. But anyway, hello, Zykes. How's it?
Good. Now, it's an interesting conversation we're about to have. Listen, it's an interesting place where the world is going, bruh. And someone's got to say something. We have to start speaking, guys. And I know there's a lot of people that agree that doesn't agree with the
Scaredy pants.
woke mob vibes. But you so poop bang, you're gonna get cancelled and you're gonna lose your job and all, which is all valid reasons to be scared.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, if we just what's the saying that says evil reigns when a good man is silent or something like that. When a good person keeps quiet. So we gotta say something.
So good. And then we've got Jay, who feels like he's too far away, so he's literally wanting to sit on top of me. Hello, Jay.
Good morning to the folks. What's up to the youngers and bless up to the world. Weighing at about 80.
Hey, man.
See, bro, that means you're a whole 20
man.
something more than me, a whole other person.
You are basically double my weight.
Damn, for real.
Yeah, bro, but I got muscle.
That's crazy.
You got fat.
Me too.
But I'm a shred.
That's
Nah,
body
bro.
shaming.
Nah,
That's
bro,
body
see.
shaming. You're not allowed to use those terms.
Facts.
I woke mob can go jump off a bridge for my part. Oh, that is now.
Nah, but I'm shredding a lot because I've recently been running as well.
Oh, good. Lekker.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're doing good.
I've also been running a lot.
running what?
Running through your mind.
Oh!
Pew, 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 pew.
Don't leave me.
I got some beef with the producer though because
Where the sound effects at?
yeah, because we used to have these dope intros back in the day. What's going on, broski?
He's got a lot on his plate.
Copyright.
But
Nah,
for
no.
We don't care no
No, you can't
more.
play that other songs. Copyright will slut you.
Nah, bro.
That's how your show get copyrighted all the time.
Yeah.
'Cause you
No,
need to play
it
that
was
song.
your show that has got us a copyright. Is it not, Jay? It was that. It is. Jan.
The Andra shows always make
For
nonsense.
those of you who only watch the Wednesday warm-up, Xavier also has a show here on the
On
Inside
Monday.
Show. It's on a Monday morning, every Monday
It's a
morning.
Nga show.
Hoor nou weer vir die ander ene nou weer. The
That's
one
why
that's
you look like me
always
now
late.
again. Aish.
The one that's always late. Look at these two. Aish! You are
Aish.
matching. The brothers.
Yeah, bro.
He can't cut
And
his
the
hair.
barber is,
Remember,
yeah.
he's
He's busy
shooting.
auditioning for a role.
Yeah. He's auditioning. He already got the part.
I have the part.
There's so many barbers
So he
here,
cannot
bro.
cut his hair.
There's so many.
He cannot
barbers
cut
here.
his hair. Continuity is a
first shoot the
thing. He needs to first shoot the documentary.
Oh yeah, something cooking.
Something cooking. Hello, Jess.
You're gonna see me on Netflix real soon.
Hey!
If you see him with a Movember real soon, just know that it's
for the role.
Yeah, it's for the
For
role.
the role. Are you good, Jess?
Yeah, no, I'm rolling for Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, man. You were a little bit too thin
Eish.
for that.
Yeah, no, they're gonna fill me up.
Is when he was
Okay.
still small.
Yeah, when he was still young. When he was still young.
Basically a teenager. But that's the good thing about having the genetics that we have now, Jess. You can stay in the industry long.
Yo,
In fact, you still look like a young.
yeah, you can audition for any role.
But
at
then
this
they
point in
only
time.
cast you for young.
For 13-year-olds. Huh?
Stay 13 for the
Yeah,
rest
catch
of your life.
22. Catch 22.
Can't play
But
the
anyway,
bad guy.
listen, we here to deal with a very serious topic. And just by the way, we have to end early because we got word that we're on load shedding.
shedding.
About that.
About that.
About
And,
that.
Yo, y'all gotta
at
sort your
10
lives
a.m.
out, yo.
About
And
So,
The lights can't wanna be off the whole
I
day.
heard.
Still gonna vote for
I don't
them.
know, was it Praveen Gordon? I'm
Still vote
speaking
for
under
Still vote for
correction
them.
that he was saying that things are going back to normal stage 2.
Say stage 2 is normal now.
And so people were calling in
Nah,
this
but people
morning on the
rejoice for
radio.
stage 2.
People were calling on the radio this morning and it's like, guys, do you realize that like we become so used to this that we are even agreeing, yeah, we back to normal.
Because it was stage 6 and then I saw the app was like downgraded to stage 4 and we're like, yes, yo, at least.
Bruh, since Friday it's been on like a... Bruh, my lights it's off in the morning when I wake up. It's off when I get back from work. It's off till late in the night. When do you cook? When the bath water doesn't even get chance to get hot. You must bath in cold water.
I look at it as a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, we spoke about it, bro.
For me, it's a blessing in disguise. 'Cause
Ain't gotta pay that
I ain't gotta
meter.
pay the meter that much no more.
I feel
100
like
rand.
it's not like there is any units in the electricity.
100 rand be
So
taking me
You
for
don't have
4
units
days
anyways,
now.
but alright. I'm 100 rand at least go for a week, bro.
Yeah, just got the
No, but anyway.
got the notification now. 55 minutes.
So what happened 55 minutes ago?
The light is going off in 55 minutes.
Oh, you see. Okay, come, let's go. First
Come,
topic,
let's
the
talk.
only topic really that we're speaking. So,
Let's talk. Okay.
so our title this morning,
lights going off,
our
Pastor
title for this show is
Is it going off?
Can you do use mind?
The CEO of ESCOM is here.
Hello, sir. Please come into
says
studio.
anything.
We'd like to get a word from you. We'd like to call you
We
in
want
for
to know what happened to
commentary.
that diesel.
We want
Okay.
to know what happened to Ask
tell him.
Mr. Rowe. He
Yeah.
just went missing.
Yeah.
Mr. Rowe actually has an interesting
Bro, why is this thing
conspiracy.
on pause
But
now?
anyway, let us
Rowe has a
come.
good story.
Let us speak about this, guys.
Mr. Rowe, you spoke about
Today's
twice on the
title
show.
is Raising Rebels, right? And more than 20 teens dead at a tavern in Eastern Cape, right?
Small children. Wat soek julle by die tafel?
So, let's just get that headline. This article was taken from News 24, and the headline is Eastern Cape Tavern Tragedy. They danced, fell, and died, according to Becky Cele. So, Becky Cele says that the East London Tavern victims started dying from 13 minutes past 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. The victims died as they
Hulle moet kerk
danced.
toe gaan op 'n Sunday.
The youngest was 13 years old. Cele said a few others felt dizzy, slept on the sofa, and died. So, I did a poll once again on Instagram. So let's first get into the Instagram poll, and then we will go into comments from you guys. I know Xavier already said he made his comments already. So I asked the question, I put up this headline, and I asked the question, who's to blame? The parents or guardians, the tavern owner or staff, the kids themselves, or all of the above? 17% said the parents or guardians are to blame. 17%. 7% said the tavern owners or staff. 0% said the kids.
And the choice and decision lies with them.
And 76% said all of the above. So maybe they included.
that's
You
why,
see.
yeah.
Then I asked the question. The next question that I asked is, okay, wait. First, let's
You
get
should have
into
left
your
out
guys'.
all of the above.
I
just
should
to
have.
see.
I should have left out all of the above. I should
Where
have,
people's
just to make it a little more
are.
interesting.
En net moet all of them.
Okay, listen. Xavier, Jesse, Jay. Who do you think is to blame? Let me first ask that question, right? Because you know what was the situation there. The teens were at this tavern in East. We'll get to the details, the finer details, but I first want to get from the onset when you look at this without knowing. Because remember, we live in the headline. We have a headline generation. So if you just saw this headline and who would you think is to blame? Would it be the parents or guardians, the tavern owners or staff, the kids, or all of the above?
For me, number one, the parents, man. But I know we're living in a culture where we're trying to get
There's
rid
some
of.
homes that don't have parents, though.
Yeah.
guardians.
And that's part of parents or guardians, and that's part of the problem. The fact that there is no guardians or parents or some sort of oversight.
Yeah.
And there's some homes where the parents themselves are also loving this lifestyle. So the kids see the parents are always drunk. So it's like, oh well, if
Who
this is
knows?
how,
Maybe some parents made another Tavern.
yeah, if this is how life is, then I guess that's normal, you know. And so to them, that's how it should be. So they end up going there anyway. But I have a massive issue with the new way of doing life. This
Yeah.
new culture where they have a problem with parents being parents, where they're putting the responsibility on a child that can't reason for themselves. I can't understand why do they put a driving age at 18? Why do they put a drinking age at a certain age? Because scientifically it's always been known that your brain is not fully developed, your cognizant area of your brain is not fully developed. So there's certain decisions you can't make as a child. Hence why you need a parent to be there to assist you, or a guardian. There's certain forms you can't fill in as a child. There's certain things you can't do by yourself because you cannot comprehend the magnitude or the scale of the result or the outcome of that decision that you make. Yeah. So hence why you need somebody to guide you and to walk with you and to lead you. And that's the importance of a parent. So if we're living in this culture where we remove the responsibility from the parent and place it solely on the child, then at the end of the day, we're going to have these things happen all the time, and we're just going to go in circles. Like why we say that the never-ending circle is like, yeah, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? It's the same with the government. It's like, it's everyone's fault but yours. It's the same with any person's decision that you make.
Yeah.
You can't blame the world if you're not making the right decision for
Facts.
your life. The things are not going right in your life. Yeah, it's my father does, and my mother does, and I tried to do that and it didn't go my way. And at some point, you have to take responsibility also, which brings us over to, as the kid also, to make a decision for yourself. Like, hey man, this is not right. But again, it makes it difficult to have a moral compass if you come from a background where you're not sure what is, morally correct and incorrect.
Facts. I think you can't necessarily pinpoint as to who is to blame, depending on what was the age of the oldest person that died.
I don't think they gave an age.
Because here's my thing: the 13-year-old, it's the parents or the guardian to be blamed. 18 and above, it could be the tavern, because they said that people were dancing and then just fell.
Yeah.
People were sitting and then just fell. Obviously, we know that people do go out and party.
Yeah.
So 18 and older, I don't think it's their fault. I think I would probably blame the tavern. But 13, I don't know what's that 13-year-old kid doing there. For me, that's definitely the parents. So I can't pinpoint exactly to say, nah, they to blame or the it's everyone.
All of the above.
Yeah, all of the
You
above.
go for all of the above. Jess, you?
The government.
Wait, the government.
If there was load shedding, there wouldn't be a party.
If there wasn't load
If there
shedding.
was load shedding.
Oh, I
Also
see.
that.
I have a generator, bro.
I'm joking. For me, I feel like parents, in terms of taking the responsibility to know where your kid is at that point in time, and like Jay also said, if you're 18 and above, a lot of the time, yes, you're still parenting, but this is where the kids' problem comes in as well, because the kids tend to lie to the parents a lot. No, we're gonna go chill by this one. We're gonna play games. We're gonna chill, whatnot. Then you phoning, the child's not answering. All of a sudden, he's in the tavern or in the club or somewhere. So yeah, that, a lot of the time it's also the kid's fault. Like what Jay, I hear what he's saying about the 13-year-old, but we don't know what the 13-year-old told his parents or the guardian at that point in time as well. Maybe he was supposed to be sleeping by a friend that night or something, and he decided, come, we're going to go with us, James, and we're going to go out and we're going to go do this thing. So...
But bro, my baby bro's 14, and I can't even imagine him trying to pull off something.
I understand, but you in a different atmosphere. You're not in the township, are you? Where, bruh, you must just drive through. You'll see 13-year-olds sitting on the corner with 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds smoking pipe.
I'm with you.
And it's like, yeah, but this
The
boy is so
circumstances
small.
are different.
They're walking, they're smoking cigarettes in the street and stuff like that. It's different. Your little bro is in the house all the time. He's more into gaming and that
both
type
your
of
parents are present, and your
100%.
father will say, no, you can't do this, you can't go there. There's order.
Yes.
That's the importance of a parent and a family unit that the woke culture is trying
But
to
that's the point we're trying to get to, though, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me just give you some excerpts that I got from this article. So this article was obviously published on the 27th, right? And today's the 29th. So this was on Monday, the latest that I found. And it says here that speaking at the Rural Safety Summit in Paris, Trele said that the teenagers began dying from around 2:13 a.m. until 4:30 a.m. So there's a lot of questions that you can also then, there's a lot of questions that raises from that in itself, right? Operating at that time as well. And also like by that time and your kids are not home and that is also a thing. But again, like Jesse said, you need to take into consideration that the circumstances are very different, right, to what most maybe middle class or other families that live in suburban or urban areas that they would think would be normal is not normal for the township, for instance. And then he says, yes, so what they would do as they fell is they would put you aside and then continue to dance on, which tells you that these were kids who were supposed to be under their parents' supervision, according to Becky Trele. Trele said that he spoke to the community about the incident on Sunday, and they were heavy on police, asking where the police were when the partygoers were dying. He says, come on, the 13-year-old dies at 6 in the morning, 5 or 4, and you are asking where the police are. Really? Really? A 13-year-old dies in a shebeen at 4 in the morning, and you are asking where the police are. This was his response. The National Police are assisting their local counterparts in finding out precisely what happened to the victims who died. Then there was another article that I found which was posted yesterday actually. So this is the latest that I could get. And the headline is, it's from the Mail and Guardian, and it reads, gaseous explosion probably caused the death of 21 young people at Eastern Cape Tavern, pathology experts say. Right? So now the conversation is again moving from the fact that there's a tavern operating. And apparently this is common, like in the townships, in the rural areas, right? Where the rural areas have different rules compared to other areas, is what one person said as I was listening to the news yesterday. And they were saying that, what's interesting for them is they found that from personal experience growing up in the rural areas, is that the police would then come in. The tavern owners will just offer them a 6-pack or will give them money and they'll turn a blind eye, right? And he said that sometimes he would witness in the tavern young girls like at 14 years old, for instance, that are sitting in corners and catching on either drugs or with old men or something, and the police would be in the tavern themselves and they wouldn't do anything because they are also drinking or they are being paid out. And this is the situation that we have. So that's the reason why the title this morning is Raising Rebels. Raising rebels not just with children, but raising a rebellious society. And it stems from the very top leadership. And that's the reason why people were like, you know what? That's why the police don't care. The tavern owners don't care. Nobody cares, because the truth of the matter is that the justice does not prevail in our country.
There's no consequence for that.
There's no consequence. So people have that rebellious attitude to say, yeah, I will do what I want to do. Who's going to tell me anything? And that's the reason why gangsterism is also so rife in communities, because people are like, who's gonna do what? What are you going to do? You're not going to do anything, because this has been going on. If our presidents and our leadership and our MECs, so if they can do what they want to do, who are you to come and tell me? And that filters through. And now we've got a tragedy, one out of how many that wasn't maybe reported. Because he says that, unfortunately, with this case, it's more than 20 teens. Some articles say 21 teens, others are critical in hospital, 12 boys and 9 girls, according to the last time that I heard. And now they're saying that he says that this is a common occurrence where people are dying in taverns all the time. All the time people are dying, either through violence or ingesting certain things, drugs that are being spiked, drinks that are being spiked. This is happening all the time because of this lawlessness that is going on. Another thing that I want to bring to your attention before I let you guys jump in on the conversation again and give your thoughts on this, and what do you think? What are some of your ideas of what could have happened, or what are some advice that we can give? But another thing that I heard is that the tavern own the license, right, is not even legitimate, and neither is the building of that tavern. Like, it's so apparently the license was borrowed to the actual tavern owner's cousin, who's now running this tavern, and the building doesn't legally belong to this person anyway. So everything that's happening is illegal. There's complete illegalities from start to end here, right? But we get back to the point of, what are teenagers doing in taverns?
It's a multifaceted issue. Like you say, there's a leadership issue from the country in general. Then there's a law and order issue because of the leadership issue. Then there's a corruption issue because of the leadership issue.
Yeah.
Then there's a lack of parenting because of the state of the society that people are living in. So it's a ripple effect from the top all the way to where the situation actually takes place. That there's just a collapse of morality all the way down to where we actually find the situation happening. And so I was watching the other day. I like to watch these. There's this YouTube channel that normally deals with police interactions in America. So like if a police stops someone and then he like grades it, like the interaction, he stopped him, he asked him this, he asked him that, he shouldn't have done this, it was against the law to do this, and blah blah blah. So he like goes through the whole like breakdown of the interaction. So he also would do like the George Floyd thing and all that. So he'd like explain what the police did wrong, what they should have done better. And the one day I was watching one where the police stops the guy for running a red light, and they start like citing him for like 3 different things and whatever. So I'm watching this thinking, I mean, this is now unnecessary to come so hard down on us for a red light. And then when I'm done watching it, I actually get this conviction in my heart to say that, have we gone so far in our country that I'm not even seeing something wrong with skipping a red light anymore? Have we gone so far that I don't see anything wrong with skipping a stop? Have we gone so far that like it's normal to drive without a license because you just give it over 100 rand? Have we gone so far that, like again with like what you said just now with the load shedding issue, when people are like, yo, at least we're going back to stage 2. Yo, at least it's stage 2. Have we gone so far, bruh, that we now okay with stage 2? Do you know that other countries don't even know what load shedding is? But we've gone so far that we become content with dysfunction. We're okay with the level of dysfunction. We're okay with the traffic stop, and I'm just give us man 100 rand. It's alright, I don't have to put my seatbelt. That's how bad it is at this point. And so the question is now, how do we solve this? And the only way to solve it is to change top leadership. And the problem is it's going to take a while because it's come on for the last 20 years since, the ANC has been in power and the collapse of government in our country. So it's been coming for a long time, the corruption and all this untidiness. So now to undo all that is going to take time.
Yeah.
But how do you solve something like this, though, bro? Because I think even with leadership that's not, corrupt, people still party. People still go out and have a good time in any case. So I get what you're saying, and that's the truth, bro. The anointing does flow from the head, either good or bad. But something like this, I want to know, how do you solve something like this, bro?
So here's the thing: if there's order, and there's a bouncer standing by the door, the first thing should happen is, hey, show me your ID or something, because how are you coming to you can see us look like a lighty.
Yeah.
Show me your ID. But because of the lawlessness, and even let's say there is a bouncer at the door, and let's say they did implement showing the ID, because of the level of corruption, you give that man 100 rand, you go in. Let's say the police did drive past and they did see what went on. But it's at the point where the police will even go in and sit and drink water lighties. That's how lawless it is. So even if there is like rules and regulations in place, my point is that it's become so lawless that those rules are meaningless. License is meaningless in our society today. Everything is meaningless. Even going for you trying to do something legitimate in South Africa is meaningless. You trying to do it
a brick wall.
Yeah, you trying to do it the right way. Go for your license and go try and do it the proper way. Go do your blind
You
spot
will
checks and
fail.
all of that. You're gonna fail because that wants 1,000 rand. I don't even know how much it is now. But
more
trying
than
to do
1,000.
things,
It's like over
Yeah.
2 grand.
Yeah.
trying to do things the right way. Come and make you an example. Here we on this property that we own. We trying to do certain things and change certain things. We have to apply for this. We have to apply for that. We have to go to City of Joburg and apply for this. Then we have to go to this like office and apply for that. And there's like 10 different layers of things that must be approved and applied for. And this. Here is across the road here. They just decided he's gonna squat there. He decided he's gonna set up a scrapyard.
Nobody's permission.
Number one, he's in the country illegally. Let's just start there. Number two, he doesn't have a title deed for that piece of property. He doesn't have anything. Nobody's permission. Number three, he starts running a business without any form of registration, without anything. And he carries on. The police drive past.
The police have been there already.
The police
but
go
nothing
there.
happened.
They give the police 100, give the police 10,000 or whatever, however the much they give the police, and nothing happens. So my problem starts from the top, bruh, is that there is no order. And if you try and do things the right way, there's something wrong with you. And the owner does it illegitimately.
Catch-22.
He carries on with his life like nothing happened, no problem.
You know what I noticed when you are trying to correct somebody. Okay, obviously from a biblical perspective, it will say gentle rebuke, right? And you come from a place of gentle rebuke. And I'm not even talking about just in a religious setting. I'm just talking generally as society, as a country, and you come and you want to correct according to the law. Then they always, it's always preceded by a phobic word. Xenophobic, homophobic, transphobic, age phobic, whatever that is, right? There's always some
Body
sort
shaming
of
or something.
there's always some sort of political agenda with regards to when you are coming and you're trying to, they call you a conspiracy theorist when you're talking about viruses and you're talking about, I mean, yeah, this monkeypox virus is 2 cases found in South Africa, and I was telling you this morning, when Cohen came, right, there was news everywhere, every day, in your face all the time. Yeah, we've got 2 cases of the monkeypox
That
virus,
is directly
right?
related to the homosexual community.
That is-
but now it's politically incorrect to say something about that situation because it's now
Yeah.
going to be seen as homophobic.
Yeah,
But the
but-
fact is, that's what's happening.
So the thing is, when they spoke to I on one of the radio stations, they spoke to, I think it was the Minister of Health. I speak under correction, right? Spoke to the Minister of Health, and yeah, exactly like Sheldon was saying. Or there's a ism to it. You sexist. It's sexism, or it's a misogynistic, or it's this. 100%. So when they spoke to him this morning and they were asking him a simple question like, is it sexually transmitted? Because we know that according to the World Health Organization, when
sexually
on the show, there was, we obviously speculate based on the information that we received, like I said. So you cannot say that it's only sexually transmitted, because according to the information, it says that it's not airborne, but it is transmitted through like bodily fluids like sweat, coughing. If you've got an open gap and you rub, and you guys are rubbing each other. Obviously, why would you rub a sore other than, But anyway, if that is the case, and in those areas that where the cases became like major, right? There was over 3,000 cases the last time when we had this conversation in European countries, in the US, those in Western countries basically. And they were saying that according to the World Health Organization, that it's mostly among the population that identifies as men having sex with men. Now you ask the question, so the people are not saying that it is in that community only. What people are saying is, based on that information, is it sexually transmitted? So the presenter asks the spokesperson that was on the show, this particular radio show, is it sexually transmitted? Because firstly, it was first So this is the report, right? The second case of monkeypox has been identified in South Africa in a 32-year-old man, and it has nothing to do with, and it's not related to any traveling. That's it. They don't give any, with Cohen, they would have given more information. But it's like they're trying
5 minutes,
to...
how many people are now...
But it's like they are trying to steer away from a certain narrative. And unfortunately, if that narrative, right, is of public health concern, it should not be taken out of the report. It should be brought in there. So we asked him, is it sexually transmitted? He laughs. I don't know. So now, this is my opinion. I don't know what other people think, but I'm thinking that he is too scared to say if it is sexually transmitted because of the stigmatization that has already been created. Now you are too scared.
Because he's going to be called a homophobe. That's what's going to happen. If he says, yes, it is, and it's among the gay men, so are you saying?
Exactly.
So we know already the reaction of the public. So he's like, hey, let me just...
And remember, they had to do, after they found this man, the first case of monkeypox, they had to say whether it was, they had to do contact tracing, right? So how did you find the 32-year-old man? Was it through contact tracing because, or did he just, some random man? If that is the case, then just give us that information. What's wrong with giving us that information? Because now you leave it up to the public to really speculate and to really stigmatize because you are withholding certain information in case it is the fact that they were together. You see what I'm saying? What is wrong with just giving? But now we've got a situation like this. You're too scared, like Xavier said earlier. We are too scared to say something because even if it is fact, you're scared to say something. It's ageism. It's ageism. How can you not allow kids to do what they want to do? That's ageism.
But back to Monday's show where Matt asks that, when that guy asks Matt, so why are you so worried? He's like, because I'm interested in the truth. And then he says, I'm offended by the word truth. Because whose truth? Whose truth? So Matt says, the truth. The truth of the matter is, this is what happened.
Yes.
Whether you try to dance around the question or not, here's the reality of the matter.
The same truth that says that you and I are sitting opposite each other right now.
But because we're so scared to be stigmatized as an ism or as a phobic or something, now you might rather just keep quiet. You know how many people know the truth, but are afraid of their jobs, are afraid of being cancelled, so they're just like, I'm staying away from this topic because I'm too scared to say something.
Look, with this, going back to the Eastern Cape situation, on that same note, right, with that same theme in mind, you're too scared to say anything about the children. One guy called in yesterday, and he was saying that, apart from, yes, the parents are to be blamed, but then again, you know that there's many homes that don't have parents. So it's child-headed households. And that's the reality in our country, unfortunately, right? So you've got all of these things. Many of those children after lockdown, now think how negative, right? The effects of lockdown and the complete incompetency and illegalities that lockdown imposed on people, that after lockdown, many of those kids didn't return back to school. So now you're sitting also with a generation of illiterates, which is the truth. And it's not, I'm not being hateful, and I'm not saying, I'm not looking down upon people, I'm not trying to shame people, but the truth of the matter is now these kids are not going back to school. They find themselves on street corners, they find themselves in taverns, illegally run taverns. They find all these things that's happening, but again, we are too scared to say anything about lockdown. We are too scared to say anything about the way
COVID
things
didn't go anywhere. But we're not wearing masks. We're allowed back into play.
Exactly.
So now what was that whole episode about?
Now those same people that impose those restrictions upon us are not willing to take the responsibility to get those children back into schools. They're not willing to go. And like, Jay, I get what you were asking now. If the law is, we've got, things are better, we've got better leadership. Better leadership plays a big role, because first and foremost, those illegal taverns will not be running if the police did what they were supposed to do. They would go in communities as they're supposed to do and make sure, check licenses, make sure that there's no illegal foreigners running shops and expired goods like how the Patriotic Alliance did a couple of months ago, because of leadership, that they go in there and they do what they're supposed to do. You shouldn't be...
Because that was supposed to be the plan from the beginning.
Now I want to go to the next topic, right? I don't have it. I don't have an article article for it, but I want to go to the next topic, and it was about many of the people who were familiar with Etienne William Langeveld would know the preacher, right? And the preacher was stabbed to death at his home on I'm allegedly on Saturday evening, close to Sunday morning, because he asked the neighbors, to turn down their music, because allegedly the music was playing for the whole week already, and he just felt like he had enough. He's got a young son there and his wife, and he's got church in the morning. He went to them and he said, please, can you turn down your music? They came, they stabbed him. He runs to the security, blood's everywhere, right?
So
Runs
it's
to
in
the
the complex,
security.
Because of
Or
culture, we
gated.
must say allegedly.
I'm
the
not
whole
too
time,
sure. I'm not
even
too
though
sure
we
if it
know
was
the
in a
thing.
complex or not. I don't have the
Either-
particulars in a complex. But yeah, well, he ran to the security guard, according to a report, right, that I found on Wambiza's Facebook page. He goes to the security, blood dripping from his house to the security, asking for help for the sake of his family. This man wants to protect a good man, a family man, a father, a husband. He wants to protect his family, right? He's asking the neighbors to turn down the music. They come, they stab him, right? They just leave. They flee the scene. They take him to the hospital. Unfortunately, he dies, and I just want to send out my condolences to the family, whoever is watching this, friends and family, for the loss of such a great man. I didn't know him personally, but I think that as Wambiza or Ashley Souls asked, that we please don't keep quiet about this. Speak about it. Make noise about it. As woke culture makes noise about their movements, we need to make noise for justice's sake.
Stop being
And he
scared,
was
man.
saying that.
Don't be scared.
So, according to his report, right, the police goes to the hospital and they don't go to the crime scene. They go to the hospital. What are you doing there at the hospital? The man is dead. You don't go to the crime scene. By Sunday afternoon, they were still not at the crime scene. He says that he went to the complex. He says that he still saw the pool of blood. It's his cousin, Ashley Souls' cousin, where the man was the blood that was there based on his stab wounds, and he was bleeding. And he says the suspects are just free. They're running around like they want to probably continue with the party or whatever they did, right? He says that they went to Saturday evening, they went to the Kliptown police station, and the police station was closed. It was locked. The police station was locked.
They say they can only do
And then they said,
investigations
yeah,
on
they
Mondays.
only do they don't do
Saturday
investigations.
evening.
Yeah, they don't do
Die on the weekend,
investigations
tough luck, bro. We'll
Tough
see you
luck.
Monday.
over the
If they
weekend.
steal something on the weekend, I
See you
like
Monday.
We'll see you Monday.
And
So
Monday
again-
becomes Friday.
Yeah, again, a
How
completely
people are
Police station closed.
closed on a
rebellious,
Saturday night.
evil generation that we are living in.
Perhaps to the point where you bang to phone the police, you might rather phone the chub or the security company because you know, that's once you're not gonna do
You
nothing.
get a PI once.
Nah, but the police in and of themselves, bro, also, because we had an incident once close by where we stay, bro, and I'm not going to get into it, but then the police guy actually asked us, like, Ish, what must we do? We called y'all.
Yo.
You must tell me what you must do.
Somebody mentioned something really
The police are
interesting.
useless, bro.
Somebody mentioned
not all,
something really interesting.
Get
This
good
one guy
ones.
was saying that, you know what, the
99%.
problem with the police force was the protective services, right? Is that many of these people are doing it just for the sake of a job. They're not doing it. He mentioned something so interesting. He says that this needs to be a calling. It needs to be a passion. But unfortunately, those who are called and are passionate, those ones they're not taking bribes. They're not doing,
Yeah.
so they don't get to.
So they end up starting their own private companies like that. Was that that does the hijacking and things? They chase them with the buckets
Yeah, I
and
see
things.
which one you
Yeah,
speak.
they
The
end
ones
up
that's on
starting.
YouTube
Yeah,
and
they
all
end up starting like their own thing and like fight crime on their own on the side. They register mass security company and stuff because they don't take bribes and they don't do what. But it's the same with. All right.
We can still speak.
Yeah, okay. Guys, I know if it froze, sorry about it. But it's the same with.
It's okay. It's become a audio podcast.
It's the same with home affairs and all that.
Yeah.
It's like the people that are working there, they don't have lust to be there, they don't want to be there. You stand in a line the whole day, you like, crazy, begin the other. When we went to go get Ava's passport, we stood in a line the whole day from the morning. I'm telling you, the whole day, just to come in there. We went there like 7 o'clock in the morning. We got into the office because you can't go in because of COVID and everything. So you stand outside in the cold. By the time you get in, it's 3 o'clock. Né? So we stood there literally like we went to work for the day, but we stood in a line the whole day. When we got in, the process took about 3 minutes to take a photo, sit there, stamp this thing, do whatever the passport had to be done, and then go stand in that line to go pay. When we went to go pay, we standing there, we sitting in the pay line. So I started making a scene in the pay because I was like, hello. What's going on here? We all sitting here the whole day already. Who's supposed to be working here by the booth of the pay? Then they started getting anxious and, this one must go up, and this one must go. So I said, so then come. We can't sit, we all sitting here since this morning because by this point you start talking to the people in the line. So you now know 5 people here down because we're staring the whole day together.
It's 4, but yes, sir.
Facts, bro. John is standing in front of me. Yes, bro. I came here at like 5. What time did you get here? At 7, bro. We standing here the whole day, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I thought, nah, man, we didn't all feel the same. We didn't sitting here the whole day. You sitting and playing solitaire on your computer. Man. And then that woman got up. She opened that blind thing. And then she started helping us. And we weren't even there for 2 minutes. But here's the thing. If I didn't start squealing, we would have sat there again until 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
They would have closed and said, Shaila.
Yeah.
Come back tomorrow.
And you know what was, now the interesting thing is like what Ashley Sauce was saying is like, guys, we shouldn't be fighting for service delivery. We are paying for this literally from your taxes. It goes towards, part of that goes towards the sustaining of the country so that you can get proper service delivery. So when did we get to the point where we must now, we're too scared to say anything because then again, another ism that comes, that's racist. That's racism. When you're speaking like this and when you're getting upset and stuff like that. The truth of the matter is it shouldn't be about race. It shouldn't be about anything. It should be a matter
just
of when I ask you to just do what you're supposed to do, just do it.
Forcism.
Just do it. Why are we constantly having to fight for basic stuff?
That we're paying for. It's not free. They take a percentage and it's a high percentage. You know your annual tax now, I think it's on 40-something%.
But it's gotten so.
That's your guys's. I get taxed, bruh. When I do a gig, I get taxed some 25%, 24% tax
so you
immediately.
pay half of your
24% of tax.
Né? For nothing. Now you must go and beg for service.
But I think we also at a point, bro, where it's like it's difficult. You want to say something, bro, but it's also difficult because you also know, like, hey.
No, why is it difficult? Why?
No, I'm just saying, like, because it's difficult because this person's going to say, ish, not even going to give a damn about what's going on.
But I say
and
something.
that one tells the manager and the manager's also
don't say
like,
something.
It's because we
but
are
if we
doing
all
that.
collectively together in this,
I'm telling
and then
you, I saw that they were at passport. If I didn't start squealing there, we would have sat there for another hour. Here's it.
Struce Bob.
Struce Bob. New Struce. God is my witness. We would have sat there another hour. If I didn't start saying, but hello, what's going on here? We must now can't sit here the whole day.
Yeah.
Then the woman now got up and she went and she opened the blinds. And then she started. Then it didn't even take us 1 minute. We went, we tapped it. She gave me my slip. Gone. 1 minute. But
which could have happened like 3 hours ago.
We could have done that. The whole process in less than an hour. The whole process. It was not necessary for... And it were about 30 people standing in that line.
But look at this, né? Look at this. Those are adults, né? Those are adults. That rebellious don't care, you're not gonna tell me nothing. That's from adults. And you expect teenagers to... They say that if a crab walks skew, if a mother crab walks skew, do you expect your child, the baby crabs to walk straight? No, they're gonna walk skew. Because the fact of the matter is they're seeing this from everyday adults. They're seeing it in our public institutions. They're seeing it in the private institutions. They're seeing it in government. They're seeing it everywhere.
And
they
they
see
have
it.
us up your attitude.
They do.
When you come in and you ask for something, she said, hello, hey, can you
Nah,
not see I'm standing in front of you?
I was at a specific
Yeah, what?
facts, bro. I was at a specific barbershop, bro, and we know the owner of the barber. So now this barbershop closes at 6. I'm there at 4, but it's full. They closing the doors. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Until I told that specific lady that I was like, yo, I know
your boss.
I know your boss. We interviewed your boss, everything. We can literally give him a call and so forth on. Broski, immediately, because there was like a few people behind me as well, opened those doors. And I legit wrote a text in my notes, and I was like, yo, here's a text. I'm going to send it soon. She was like, no, please don't. He trusts me and so forth on. That's why he got me here and so forth on. So no, please come in. Sorry about that.
But can you see
that.
accountability?
But the thing is, that's
it
because
goes
we
back
know
to
the
accountability.
owner of that, we know the owner of that franchise.
And
But-
do you know that as South Africans, there's many avenues that you can take in order for you to get the service delivery that you want. You're supposed to be keeping those people
14th
accountable.
Avenue, 13th Avenue, there's gang avenues.
Gang avenues. Sevende Laan is also an
Sevende
avenue.
Laan.
So the thing is, we need to start standing up, guys.
got
We need to
comments
start voicing our opinions.
Okay, yeah, so we have some comments. We have Al Pacino Stoll saying, morning, just thinking, no one mentioned the idea that this could be a test for something bigger. Hashtag conspiracy much. Then we have Llewellyn Oliver. Hey, Mr. Lou, how you doing? He says, I think you can spark the change one person at a time. If you replace hopelessness with hope, the people will start demanding more. People without hope for a future look for it in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Then Sheldon Banks, for you, or
Yeah,
an
that
ism.
is-
Yes, sexism, racism, all the ums. Then Mr. Luke goes on to say, normal everyday people might never get to speak truth to power. Wait, where we
To
now?
top
Normal
leaders.
everyday people might not get to speak truth to power to top leaders, but we shouldn't let that stop us. We should start with people in our reach. And then Juan joined us. He says, good morning, my people.
But you see, that's why this is what I like. What Dayton McKenzie is doing there, and I'm playing down. If it's a plug for PA, then it's my plug for PA.
Nah, plug
But
it,
look
bro,
what he's
plug
doing,
it.
bruh. He now
The
built a
views
whole.
expressed in the following program are solely that.
Look what he's doing there. Where's that Karoo? He
Yeah,
built
Central
like
Karoo.
in a month, bruh. He built a whole solar farm. He built the people's toilets. It's like. And he didn't even ask government for his money. This government that we have is eating our money. Every headline is how much billion is gone and how much 100 millions is gone and this. And then the country carries on just going down and down and down. We must be
Downerer
alright
and
with
downerer.
no lights the whole day. We must just be we must just get used to it. That's how it is. But then as a leader, they took the stance and said, to hell with us, we're going to start doing what we're supposed to be doing. And now we took a small town.
Yeah.
And now look, half the people are saying they want to now move to Karoo because it's like,
everyone
where's
wants to go
cutting
there.
and Karoo?
But it's so true. Look how he changes. Look how
Facts,
how proper leadership. Going back to that, look how proper leadership changes the mindsets of the people there. Right, that place was
And that's what Llewellyn is saying, hope.
exactly.
You come in,
He
you do that thing
injected
properly.
hope, yes.
People are like, yeah, at least now when we say something, something happens.
I mean, I was reading
True, bro,
shortly about
true.
this one testimony because I follow the PA on Facebook, and I would suggest that you do that even if you don't support them, but just go and listen to go and
they
see
are
what we're
plugging. I'm
talking
not
about,
plugging
right?
anymore.
And so so I was watching this one testimony. This lady was saying it's an elderly lady, and she says that she's been without work for decades she's been without work. Obviously, like when you think Central Karoo, you already thinking like, hey, there's nothing going on there. But look, he literally, it's almost like he wanted, like it was God saying, you know what, I'm going to give this man the driest of areas to change it. Because he says he's got a Dubai vision, right? So he wants to turn Central Karoo into the Dubai of
And
South
you can
Africa.
really see the
And
change,
it's, you
bruh.
can see it. He's not just speaking,
Looking
right?
dope, bruh.
Sorry, just to go off topic a little bit. And then I saw on mainstream media, because obviously these things don't get onto mainstream media,
Yeah, because
right?
it goes against the
But that's
narrative.
fine because PA is making the most with Facebook, and and word of mouth. And that is
People are
actually
vibing.
how you get
Yeah,
things.
people are
Because,
vibing.
and that's the reason why we started the Inside Show as well, because we're not going to wait for mainstream media. They're not going to say anything about these situations
That's
and
why
these
Ben, that's
issues.
why Ben started Daily Wire, because he knows
Exactly.
mainstream pushes a narrative.
Exactly.
If you go against their narrative, they
Yes.
shut you down,
Yes.
they delete your video.
And
Do
so
your own
anyway,
thing once.
so a mainstream media source, I saw in the headline, they were saying that the mayor of Joburg says that they're going to turn Johannesburg to compete with like your big cities like New York and I'm thinking, oh, this sounds oddly familiar. But
How
you know
are
what
we
was
gonna
so?
go
But
24
you know,
hours? City
no,
that
but you know
never
what was
sleeps?
so? You know what was so
We always
interesting for
sleeping.
me? You know what was so interesting for me? They're like, and they're going to inject 30 billion rand into this project. The first thing that goes through my mind is like,
How
that's
much
a
of that 30 billion is
people.
gonna disappear somewhere? It's like you already
It's
know
like-
it,
know.
bro.
It's like day and night.
You
Yeah,
don't even
you've
have
got
hope, bro.
you've
You're
got
like,
leadership in the form of Dayton McKenzie saying that, listen, yeah, nothing is coming for free. If you want to come and invest here, you must come as a businessman or businesswoman, and you must come and invest in the Central Karoo.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be money from government. There's not gonna be any of those things. You must come in. You must, and you know what? They give incentives for business people,
Yeah.
so that when you start seeing the return on investment, it will be for the benefit of everybody. Job creation overnight. People that were without jobs, and it's going back to this topic of raising rebels. Proper leadership, how we switch things around. Opened a bakery
bakeries.
because
They had to drive too far for bread
Worcester.
every morning.
and they paid so much extra
of
on
the
transportation, right? For bread. Opened a bakery. Fixing the potholes.
Train those people.
Right?
You
Training
see that
people
lady
to
that
fix
says
the potholes.
the EFF came to put tar into a pothole that's on a dirt road because they're scared that Gayton is starting to make the city look nice.
Yeah.
They put tar in a dirt road pothole, bruh. And they even showed the video.
In a
Ayo.
dirt.
And then so these asphalt, there's an asphalt factory. They're building a brick factory, right?
Yeah.
They yeah, we've got 5 minutes. Thank you,
for
producer. They've got
Gayton.
what was the other thing
Man,
that
put
they're
them
busy
in that
with?
place.
Textile factories. He's like, why must we import clothing when we had so many textile factories a couple of years ago? But also now because of state capture,
Capitalism and
state capture.
yeah.
Now we've got all these foreign influencers
Including
that are
China.
making the
They don't
most
pay
money,
tax. They only work
sending
with
their
cash.
money back to their country, and then we are going left with nothing. Opening textile factories, you must see those old ladies, man. They there. I'm like, yes. Look what leadership does. Exactly what Llewellyn is saying here. He injected hope into a hopeless situation. Now what's gonna happen with those children? Those children are no longer they're gonna
Certain smoke pipe on the
There's-
corner.
they're going
'Cause
to-
now there's something to do.
exactly they're building academies and stuff like that to
Yeah, well,
train the
Pool,
kids. To
that pool
train
that
the
they're currently
kids.
fixing.
Bruh.
So look at that now.
Everything.
Look at that.
Look at what Cyril rather go make a deal with China. There by Chinatown, you can't come and swipe. You must go and draw your 10,000, your 15,000, your 20, your 100,000, and you must come buy stock cash. Why? Because that avoids
Tax.
SARS, it avoids tax, it avoids everything, bruh. And then they don't have to inject that money back into the economy. They simply send it back to
Exchange
wherever
it.
they come from.
Or they go to Centen by the China
But
bank.
they even have a bank. So
Okay.
look at it.
So, guys, we have to wrap this up real quick
Chani.
because, load shedding's happening real soon here in our area. So, closing remarks. Raising rebels, what do you think the solution is? We already spoke about one aspect of it, which was hope and leadership, proper leadership, right? I asked the question, one more time, and then maybe you guys can tell me in closing what you think about this then, about discipline. Also, what was so interesting, sorry, I'm going back to the PA, but Gayton called all the church leaders to pray because he was like, that this is a spiritual battle more than it is in the natural, and people are coming with their funny geite, their evil spirits, and they want us to die and whatever. And he says that, so he called in church leaders, pastors, the evangelists, and he said, come pray here. And he says that this is what he makes a vow. He's not hiding from the fact that this it's built on the foundations of
Salute.
Christianity, and we will bring church back. He said he makes a vow to
Did
do
you
that.
see in America now the new High Court order, bruh, to bring press back into school? Because they don't know what to do with this mess.
Yeah. So I asked
we'll
the question.
turn back to court, bro.
I asked the question, corporal punishment, is it the answer? 46% said yes, 25% said no, 29% said maybe. So maybe not just corporal punishment, but some sort of responsibility or some sort of accountability that needs to come back from the top level leadership right down to the schools. What do you guys think in closing?
Jay, can start.
Yeah, we got about a couple of minutes, but yeah.
To start.
Facts. Six. Nah, it's definitely from, like we're saying, from the top. But one thing I like about Gayton is that he gets his hands dirty. And that's what we need from our leadership as well. To be in the midst of what's taking place. And together we can obviously spark a change. And like Uncle Lou said as well, hope, that's how hope will come forth. And it's only a hope that's going to get us to the next level.
For me also, take it personal. Like what we did here, we saw the political climate pushing certain agendas and especially pushing against morality.
Yeah.
And we decided, let's start our own studio. Let's do our own thing. Let's go live every day by ourselves then.
Yeah.
You can make a difference.
You can.
You can go live on your phone every night.
Yes.
For 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
And speak up.
And speak and say things and don't be scared to be cancelled. I started jogging recently, so I go live in the night and then I talk. Then I say, okay, I'm here now, that's what I'm doing. And now people are starting to follow it. People are asking, what do you listen to while you jog? And I'm sending the sermon that I'm listening to or the motivation that I'm listening to.
Influence.
It's just a small thing, bro. And then you can start influencing, like Llewellyn said there. You start
Yes.
influencing change as it goes. But you must just start. And here's the thing, guys. Do not be afraid. You had Blaine on your show last week. Don't be scared and take down the video or be scared of this popular because of woke culture. They can only make noise for so much. And then they crawl back into their holes and then they can't say anything else. But if we keep quiet, evil will prevail.
Yeah.
And we'll have mass shootings every month. And we'll have this happening every week. We'll have load shedding become worse. It will just get worse if good people keep quiet.
Yeah. Jess?
For me, I agree with you. Time's almost up. For me, I'll agree
What
with
he
you.
said?
Yeah, what he said. Hope, bringing hope back with a small, subtle seed. And then also showing love wherever you go, because love makes a big difference. Because a lot of the times, kids is doing those things because they don't feel the love. They don't feel like they're getting love at home. Especially the ones with the money. You feel like you're not getting love at home. Let's go find it out in the street somewhere else or something like that. So wherever you go, try and show love. I always try to make it a thing where if I see young kids, I always speak to them. Try and
Do what
do,
you can.
do what
See
I
where they're
can.
at.
Yeah, see where they're at. Just see how you are. Because you find a lot of the time it's the small kids that sitting with big issues. You don't know. And that's why children's church as well. You find out this child, you can literally see it on the face. You can see something's not right here.
Yeah.
And that's when you go ahead and you start speaking to them. You don't just leave it on a blind eye and say, it's all right. Let's just
What
leave
can
it.
I do?
Yeah, I can't do anything. Speak to that child. See how you can help them. And that will obviously make the world a better place. So,
Because
yeah.
when that light is 20, 30 and he starts again, he'll say, yes, I had this one Sunday school teacher that spoke to me and that said this and this. And that gave me hope. So you don't know, bro. That one thing that you speak, like you say, you speak to the lighty. You bring
Yeah,
hope. You don't know
definitely.
a small thing. You think it's insignificant.
Like, even something like, not Ashley Salt, Ashley Adams, with the football thing that he's
Yeah.
doing there.
Yeah.
You know how many of that
Hope.
boys look up to him now,
Sure.
and they
and
they
they end
don't.
up winning the tournament.
They end up doing the most just
And
because of
a
that
couple
small
of months ago, they
seed
were
that's
sitting on the
planted.
street. They had nothing
and
to
they
do.
won that thing now, the last thing that
Yeah,
they
so
played.
now it's Castle.
But before you close,
Yeah.
for me, it's either it's God or nothing. Bible says in John 15 verse 5, apart from God, apart from me, you can do nothing.
Nothing.
A preacher once said, apart from him, you can do fuck all.
Choo, 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 choo.
Producer, did you have the beep?
The views expressed in the following program are solely that of the person that said
Chase
it.
The
taking,
preacher said,
Chase
And-
taking
and-
us
and-
whole
what
thing
can the
off.
devil do?
Chase taking us whole thing off. I'm
Hey.
not scared to a whole new level.
Hey. Okay, thank you so much for those who watched up until this point. Appreciate it. And also, guys, be a part of the change. Be part of the change movement. Please like this video.
We have
Please
Kalen van der
share
Merwe
it.
putting green hearts there.
I wonder what does
So
that mean.
I wonder.
But please share this. You can share it. Click the share button over there. You can share it to Facebook. You can share it to Twitter. You can share it to Instagram. Please get the conversation going, guys. It also helps with our algorithm so that and more of this content can get out there, because they do shadow ban you if you're talking about things that go against their narrative that they're pushing. But please, don't give in to them. Don't let them win.
Yes.
Don't let them win. Anyway, guys, I just
They didn't believe in us.
God, dude.
God did.
I just want to say something real quickly. Crystal Church SA is celebrating their 30th year anniversary, and can I tell you something, right? We are busy working on a testimony video. That's the reason why Jesse's growing his hair as
30
well.
seconds.
For that, right?
30 seconds.
Right, he's growing his hair. So please do come through Crystal Church
20
SA.
seconds.
If you don't have a church to go to, come through Crystal
10,
Church SA, 7 Walton Road,
9
9 a.m. We really appreciate it, and bring cupcakes. Thank you so much. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.